Hey Natalie, great job. Thanks so much for including your work. All right. Yep, shading looks great. Typography is looking good. I'll talk about that. All right, let's go ahead and jump over. I think we're looking really great here. The shading techniques are phenomenal. I mean, I still think they need work, and still do some studying on shading and highlight techniques in digital illustration. But I mean, you can just see the depth and dimension. Take just for giggles and grins, take this piece and open the very first iteration and look at them together, and you'll just see how this one kind of pops off the page at you based on just the relationships between the shadows and highlight areas. Really good job there. Like I said, keep working those techniques. Shading and highlighting is to a very high degree. It takes illustrations to the next level. It really does, and I always recommend to consider shading and highlight techniques in digital illustration. As we can see, the results are clearly superior. The glasses themselves, I think the glasses are coming out nice. We've got that nice contrast now for the sunglasses. I think that's important. But the one thing I would say with the sunglasses is I'm going to go ahead and say those white stripes were probably a little more interesting than these color stripes. So you may consider moving back to the presentation of those white stripes as a representation of reflection in the sunglasses. Also, that's going to increase contrast in that specific area, so that's always a benefit as well. Um, Good job. I think we're looking really good here. I think we're looking really good. Let's talk about color and type. One of the things you talk about is the Easter colors, and one of my concerns with this poster is this. Is now if we zoom out here, and that's about as far as we can zoom out using while I'm viewing this in Chrome as opposed to viewing it in Acrobat. But open this in Acrobat and zoom out. Okay, zoom out till this is really small, and then what you'll see is that once the now at and the reason I say this, and this is relevant because in poster design you have to account for the fact that the piece is going to be looked at from a distance. Quite often in poster design, the poster itself is visible before the type is visible. One of the functions of the design goals in poster design is to draw the attention of a viewer from across the room and induce them to walk close to the poster to take a closer look. So quite often the type isn't going to be visible across the room, but the image is. And I think you've done a great job there. It was really good thinking, and it shows a good foresight and understanding the user expectations of a poster. That said, if this is seen at a distance, we see the big bunny and we see the purple and yellow colors. It could very well indicate to the viewer that this is a poster that has something to do with Easter. If you're a part of a group that doesn't recognize Easter or isn't interested in Easter or whatever the situation may be, you may be your mind, you may reject this poster and may not want to walk up closer to get a view. You may consider reestablishing your color palette to circumvent this problem. As far as typography goes, there's a couple of things. I think you're a little too close right here to the top. This F, this is called an ascender, and it's anything that rises above the X line, which is where the lowercase, the line that connects the tops of all the lowercase letters. Anything above that's called an ascender. Right now, the ascenders here are too close to this border here, and it makes it feel like the type is squished in there. To rectify that and to improve hierarchy and typographic hierarchy in this piece, I would reduce the size of June 23rd, okay, because that's not as important as Bunnyfest 2019. What you could even do is do something like this: move Bunnyfest down, reduce June of 2019, and even left align it right up there, or even right align it over here, so it's June 23rd, 2019. Okay, so you're creating a little separate typographic composition up there. It's going to allow you to bring this away, but just watch that distance between where the letters meet that margin right there, or that frame. It's just a little too close, seems a little jumbled. So yeah, somehow figure out a way to reduce that size. I think once you reduce it, it's not going to look right centered there. So again, move this down and maybe even place it right there or somewhere to create this interesting typographic composition. As far as the lower part of the composition goes, specifically referring to typography, everything here is the same height and weight. So we know that we can say Georgia House Rabbit Society, Rabbit Society. Now we can reduce the size of this type here. So we can even say Georgia House, okay, so right here, Georgia House Rabbit Society, then down here in small type, Fuller's Park, address, geographic location. Okay, so what we're doing here in essence is we're creating typographic hierarchy based on contrasts in typography, in the type. And those are typically made by changes in scale. Okay, so other than that, I think you're looking really fantastic. So just keep working hard, and we're almost there. All right, if you have any questions at all about anything I've mentioned in this critique, please let me know. All right, great job. Thank you very much.